Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the final round of the LPB Cup Championship on GT Sport. This is race 3 and we're at a different track this time, Blue Moon Infield B reverse, because I didn't want to do the Infield B forward because this car has an awful time with the ramp off of the oval, so it really does struggle, this car, especially with the racing tyres on, so that's why I chose to do 2 different tracks for this last one, plus I thought it'd spice it up. So, but we are now at Blue Moon, which is the second track. We've seen the Kyoto videos. If you look on the page, you'll find them in there. So we're ready for a start here at Blue Moon. So it's the top 5 reverse from the last race. So SHAREfactory won the last race, so he's in 5th with his teammate TAS1 in 4th. Bidzster gets pole position as we get ready for a start. Ready for the lights to go out. Let's see who makes a good start. Off we go as everyone gets away well, I think, there, so no false starts as such as we go down to the first corner. So Bidzster gets a good start then, he's in the lead. Callum in second, remember, TAS1 and SHAREfactory with the weight on. Here comes TY with no weight on, he's coming up, he's already in 3rd position. So you'll see, look at the cars with no weight, they've immediately taking advantage of TAS1 and SHAREfactory, so we're getting shuffled down the order. So Bidzster in the lead then in this one, down towards this next corner, into this corner, this 90-degree right. It's very hard for people to get it right as SHAREfactory, I think either TAS1 or SHAREfactory makes a little error there. As we go down towards the next few corners, we've got 3 wide here, Seat 1, SHAREfactory and Stacker. 3 wide as Stacker gives the SHAREfactory a shove. Get out of my way, he says. So Stacker just needs to practice his judgment of people around him. But close stuff there as you head to this corner that I was on about. This is that dip off the oval, bang! As you see the cars go down off it there. They really do hit it with a big clout there. As Nick Hash now in 4th. TY right behind Bidzster now. Might even go for the overtake here because he's got such an overspeed with the less weight. I know it's 40 kilos on Bidzster's car, but it's still better, it's still more weight than having none. As we go look at Jamo, Rodders and TAS1 down towards the sort of first major corner, which is this 90-degree right-hander. Into Callum goes into it, Bidzster still ahead of TY there. Oh, they both go a bit wide. Nick Hash has lost it, Nick Hash loses it in front of Neil and Ghost and just avoids it, and everyone else just about to avoid him as well. Stacker's off in the background as well, so Stacker back down to 12th place with a mistake. So everyone, big mistakes there, no big crash. Jamo's lost it, Seat 1's gone round. Oh, insane, I don't know what happened there, but we'll get a replay on that. Here's a replay of what happened on that lap 2 incident from TAS1's point of view. So Jamo makes a little mistake there. So we see Nick Hash recovering. So we're actually alongside Jamo here. So we're fully alongside. And then Jamo comes across on us and takes himself out. And then which causes TAS1 to slow down. And then which causes that incident behind. Okay, here's a view of that now from on board with Seat 1. So we're going into here. We see Jamo slide. We're on the outside of Rodders as well, which was actually a good move in itself. So Rodders is on the outside of us. So you see here, Jamo comes across on TAS1. There's contact. Jamo goes round and TAS1 here hits the brakes, and then we can't go anywhere. And then it was actually Jamo that caused his own spin, but then TAS1 caused the actual pile-up by just stamping on the anchors in the middle of the track, which is not on. As we look back at the leaders, Bidzster on the inside. Gets a bad run off that corner and TY is going to go straight through on the straight. He's got through even before the line, so that's how much of time Bidzster lost there, and now TY will try and catch Callum up. I should mention as well in this race, Callum only needs a top 7 to win the top 7 finish in this race to win the championship. So there's Stacker and SHAREfactory, they're close together. So yeah, if Callum gets in the top 7 in this one, he's won the championship. So Callum, all he needs to do is keep it going, keep it on the island and get in the top 7. And remember, there's still 1 race to go after this, so you'd think more or less it's in Callum's bag, but you never know. Disconnections could happen or something else like that, so we'll see what happens here. As Callum goes down the straight with TY alongside him now. So TY with no weight on board that car goes right around the outside of Callum, and he might even get him before this corner. He might even be ahead as Bidzster goes to the inside to make it 3 wide into the corner. Bidzster having some fun here. TY around the outside of Callum and Bidzster up the inside of him. So Callum well and truly mugged there down to 3rd place. but he'll be right back in the draft of Bidzster into that one. And there goes Neil Farmack very sideways. Rodders, beautiful camera angle that. Firepower through in 6th place. There's Stacker in 7th. He's back up to 7th after all that. So 8th place for Cyrex. Nick Hash back in 9th. Jamo in 10th. Seek 1 11th and Task 1 all the way down in 12th after that incident earlier. So there's TY, there's Bidzster, there's Callum right behind him, down towards this right angle corner. This right angle, right as Bidzster makes a mistake and Callum can't avoid him, just taps him. So that's not going to help Bidzster at all. So Bidzster makes a mistake on the brakes. Very hard corner that as the two Team Green teammates go side by side and Rodders hits Neil, I think. So we'll get a replay on that. Here's a quick replay of what happened between Rodders and Neil on lap 4. So into the corner, Rodders is up the inside. And then there's actually no contact. Rodders just oversteers the car a bit into the corner and Neil keeps the position. As we come back from that then, Stacker with Cyrex all over the back of him now. Then we've got Nick Hash on his own, and further back from 10th, 11th and 12th we've got Seek, Jamo and Task. So Jamo again surrounded by Belgians. As he's got a little penalty to get rid of there as well, so they're all cleanly through there. As we look back at the leaders, TY in the lead and commanding it. As we look at Callum and Bidzster, they're still close together with Callum ahead of Bidzster in this one. Neil Farmack round that last corner, followed by Firepower. Firepower liking this circuit, he's in 6th place. Oh, Stacker not liking this circuit, he completely lost control there. And Cyrex goes through into 7th, so Stacker not enjoying this track I don't think, and slides his way down to 8th place. Nick Hash in 9th, Seek 1 10th, Jamo 11th, and there's Jamo going for a move here. Jamo could be going for a move here on Seek 1, he's alongside, and I think he's more or less got the position done. Let's go on board with Seek, yeah he has, Jamo's way in front and he's pulling away. So Jamo gets 10th position. As we look back at the leaders then, TY in the lead from Callum, from Bidzster, just a bit of a gap between them. As you go down to this next corner with the Wily Coyote on the back of Bidzster's car. As Bidzster slides out, not liking that last corner really as we go round there, so Callum onto the straight with a lot more speed than Bidzster in this one. Neil Farmack into the last corner now, throwing that car in, and look who that is, Firepower. He's liking this, he's in 6th place and he's wanting more. In fact I dare say he's catching up the Team Green cars here, so watch this space for Firepower. Remember Firepower was Mr. Slow One, but he changed his name, and I think it's an appropriate name change because ever since he's changed that name from Slow, he's now gone fast. So well done to Firepower there. As Cyrex in 7th place under attack from Stacker. Stacker moves out of the draft to overtake. Very snappy with his overtakes. And then Stacker goes out and passes Cyrex into 7th position. There's Nick Hash in 9th. And here's these lot. Jamo's gone back down to 12th now. So Jamo back down. Seek 1 and Task 1 ahead. So I don't know how Jamo got back down to there, but we'll get a replay. As we go around this corner. We'll watch these lot into this next corner as we go into... Oh, Seek 1 ghost because he got a penalty there. And all clean through there. I've just seen on the map as well that TY slowed up. He must have had a mistake in that last corner. Callum goes through. So we'll get a replay of that. Okay, here's a quick replay of what happened to TY on that end of lap 6 to see how he lost the lead. So into that last corner, gets a little wobble there, goes into the corner and carries way too much speed. Sideways, hits the grass and then hits the wall and then loses time, and then that's how Callum just goes straight up and straight past. As you come back from that beautiful NASCAR shot there, boom, the car's going through shot. Even these Mazdas getting up to roughly about 120 miles an hour at the end of this straight, maybe 125 at most. So good speed from these cars still. So they're not hanging about. As there go Rodders, Neil and Firepower. There's Stacker and Cyrex in 7th and 8th, and meanwhile these lot still battling back here. The two Belgians side by side, rubbing door handles and trading mirrors. Here, you have mine, I'll have yours. As we go across the line, Jamo will be rubbing his hands together, or he'll have his heart in his mouth, either or, probably both to be honest. As we look ahead and we see Neil Farmack makes a mistake there, and Firepower, because you can hear the revs lower, so they made a mistake into that right hand corner, which Stacker and Cyrex have no problem getting round. They're through quite cleanly. Meanwhile Seek 1 and Task 1 still battling it out for 11th, 10th, 11th and 12th with Jamo into that 90-degree right, and all clean through there that time. So good show as TY on the back of Callum just trying to catch him up. Callum with the 103.7 last time round, 103.7 for TY as well, 105.5 for Bidzster. So Bidzster falling back, he's not really a big fan of this track. So Bidzster falling back on this one. Neil Farmack in 5th with Firepower still up behind him. Rodder's pulling away a bit, so Firepower in 6th, still doing well there. As we look back at the battling duo here of Task 1 and Seat 1, still very close together as they go onto the straight and going side by side again. There goes Task making the move, flashing his lights as he does so. And they're side by side until the end of the straight. As Callum and TY now side by side for the lead of the race. Callum side by side on the inside, TY on the outside. He'll have more of a bump to contend with. Callum in earlier for a smoother run. As you see, TY goes through there, loses the back end of the car, it twitches out and has to let go of the power and then put it back on, and that's enough for Callum to resume the lead of the race. So unless you hit that corner very early, you will get a big dip, as you'll see here from Rodders. Let's see what line he takes. As we look at Neil and Firepower in the background, he takes an average line. As Firepower takes an early one, and so does Neil. Firepower up the inside, no way through there from past Neil Farmack. There's Stacker taking the wild line on the outside. That's the one that really kills you, and that's what happens. You have a massive slide and you lose a lot of time there. So Stacker continues, luckily after that, with not much to worry about as we go and look at the leaders again. Callum and TY side by side. So TY with a good run out of that corner. Callum with a very jerky movement there around that corner. Look how much speed it's lost him, because he wasn't smooth through that corner. TY gets alongside and goes straight through. So TY through then. Into the lead again, as through that corner. Callum gets a big wobble this time, but TY does as well. He goes wide, very wide there, and Callum gets a good run onto the straight again, back in that draft. Down towards the next corner, as Firepower is ahead of Neil Farmack now. So Firepower into 5th place, top 5 for Firepower. Good job there. As we look back at Callum and TY. Callum right behind TY, pushing him all the way in this one. Oh, very close there. And from the last race, TY with very minimal ballast on his car. Let's have a look, just have a double check here. Actually, no, TY's got no ballast on his car, and Callum has got 3rd place weight from the previous one on, but Callum is ahead into the lead. So Callum in 1st place, TY 2nd, Bidzster 3rd, Rodders 4th, Neil Farmack and Firepower battling it out for 5th. Neil Farmack gets back into 5th place ahead of Firepower there. Firepower with a little, oh no, Firepower with a little reaction there as the car twitched and falls right back off Neil Farmack. He's gone at least a couple of seconds back, maybe more, by the time he's finished. Good little shot there on the side of his car, do I have to admit, as we look go across that bridge, and Stacker will be closing up on him now, so will Cyrex. There's Nick Hash in 9th, who's fallen back into the hands of his fellow compatriots, the Belgium duo of Seek 1 and Task 1, who are battling each other out and who have made a mistake, and Jamo's coming through. He's passed Task 1, now all he's going to do is pass the other one. As we go down to this next corner, he moves to the right, Seek 1 to the left. Is he alongside enough? We'll have a little onboard shot here. He's not close enough yet to go alongside, because there's Seek 1 on the outside. You see in the mirror we can see Task 1. As we go back to the outside cameras, as we've got a car ahead who's off, Nick Hash goes right off, down towards last place. So he's in last place now. Task 1 11th and Jamo in 10th now. Down to the straight, unless he made a little mistake there. I think he might have, because he's fallen off Seek 1. Let's have a little where he is in comparison to Task 1. There's Task 1, so definitely lost time to Seek 1 there, because there's Seek 1 ahead. So Jamo into the bank corner. We'll just stick with this for now as we go around this bank corner here with Task 1 in suit. 14 laps of this race, 11 done. Into the right hander, Task 1 on the outside, Jamo on the inside, defends the inside well, so no position change there. As we go back to the leaders who are still side by side, TY in the lead now, side by side with Callum. Fantastic scrap this for the lead of the race. Don't know where to look in this one, there's battle seems to be everywhere. As TY in the lead, into the corner, both with an excellent run through there, both absolutely textbook, brilliant stuff. So well done there from them two, good racing. Bidzster still in 3rd, Rodders on his own in 4th. Well, not on his own, because he's got his teammate behind him now, so Neil Farmack closes up to his teammate here, so another Team Green duo. So So Team Green Jewel here as Rodders goes through. Neil hits the wall, so that's going to lose him some time. As we've got Stacker there in 6th and Stacker up to 6th and Firepower back down to 8th with Cyrex ahead of him now. So Firepower going backwards here after a promising start to this race, so unlucky for him. As there's Seat 1 in 9th, Jamo 10th, Task 1 11th, so they've all spread out a bit. Neil, Nick and Nick Hash in 12th. As we look back at our leaders' battle, they're coming up to they've gone across the line onto the penultimate lap of the race. TY on the inside in the yellow car, Callum on the outside in the blue car. Brilliant scrap between these two all race. Bidzster's not been able to keep up with them. They've been in a class of their own. Into the right-hander we go, again at one certain corner that you don't want to get wrong, and I think TY glanced the wall there, and that's enough for Callum to go alongside. So Callum goes alongside and gets the position. So Callum gets the position as they go into this flat-out right kink here. All the curve for Callum there, and then he's ahead into the last corner. TY's going to have a little dive to the inside, try and shorten off the track a little bit on the inside and try and put Callum off his game, but there's no putting Callum off. He does a fantastic line round there, and then right up to the edge and up to the wall, and then to start the last lap of the race in the draft of one another. Meanwhile, Bidzster in the background, he's still doing 104s. He's not on target with these lot at all, so it looks like 3rd place for Bidzster. Rodders in 4th, Neil Farmack in 5th, just behind him from Stacker in 6th. Cyrex 7th with Firepower back on the move now. He's done a 105 last time, so he's back on the move in 8th place. As look like at Seat 1 in 9th, Jamo 10th, Task 1 11th and Nick Hash in 12th, so we'll keep an eye on those on this penultimate lap. But on the last lap now is TY and Callum, and TY makes a little error there, and that could be enough just for Callum to win this race. So Callum pulls out a good 1 second on TY there, maybe a tiny bit more as we come up to this next corner. So Callum with the advantage now. There's Bidzster in the background. There's Rodders and Neil. And then we've got Stacker and then Cyrex and Firepower. So we'll watch those guys as the leaders cross the line, of which Callum is about to do now. TY's just slid that car through there, so no way is TY going to catch up now. Callum is going to win race 3, and Callum is the LPB Cup champion on GT Sport. Callum is champion. Well done to Callum. Congratulations to him. Brilliant job all season, very consistent. Bidzster in 3rd place. He was a contender up to the last round where his steering wheel broke and he had lots of rubbish finishes, so not good for Bidzster there, but hopefully come fighting back next season. But well done to Callum, he's the champion. Rodders in 4th. Neil is going to come across the line in 5th, just behind his teammates, so Team Green 4-5. Good job by Rodders there, good finish by him. Very close on the line as they come across the line. Stacker's going to be 6th, he'll be happy with that as well. Cyrex is going to be in 7th. Firepower's made a mistake on the last lap, but that's going to be 8th place for him. So 7th is Cyrex, 8th is going to be Firepower. Then we've got Seat 1 drifting around the last corner in 9th place. Task 1 in 10th. Jamo's gone back down to 11th on the last lap, so I don't know what happened there, we'll get a replay. So as we come back from that, Seek 1 from Task 1, Jamo and Nick Hash. So we'll stop it there before it times out on us. Jamo across the line, and then from Nick Hash in the yellow car just behind there. So we'll get those results in for you now, guys. Okay guys, here's the results from that one then. So Callum takes the win in that one from TY by 1.9 seconds. Then it was Bidzster further back in 3rd place, the last of the podium finishers. Rodders in 4th, good result for him. Neil Farmack in 5th place. Stacker gets a good 6th. 7th is Cyrex. 8th is Firepower. Seek 1 in 9th, followed by Task. Good battle between them in the race as well. Jamo in 11th and Nick Hash in 12th place. TY with the fastest lap, 103.0. So as you come back from that, there's your winner of the race and this season's champion, the LPB Cup champion, Callum Paul Banks. Well done to Callum, he's the champion. He will run the number 1 next season, so we'll not see 99 for at least 1 season, so we'll see if he can do it again next time. So thanks for watching guys, take care.